Do you remember the day when you first brought your puppy home? That super exciting feeling of bringing that little exuberant bundle of joy into your life? How much in love were you with that little fur ball? Were you going to cuddle and play and go on long walks together? You were going to be the best of friends. But how do things look now? Did that rosy vision come true? Or does the reality look much different? Does your dog never listen to you? Are you at your wits' end with their incessant barking? Are you tired of their embarrassing jumping and demanding of attention, constantly getting into everybody's face all the time? Is your dog destructive, destroying your furniture, constantly chewing on things they shouldn't? Do you feel like it's just too much? Maybe you're even afraid of your dog at times because of your dog's aggressive behavior, and you don't have any clue how to get them under control. If you said yes to any one of these questions, my teammates and I will show you exactly why you are having such a hard time getting your dog's behaviors under control, why your previous dog training attempts have failed you, and what you can do to stop the insanity and turn things around quickly, reliably, once and for all. Just imagine what your life would be like if your dog would simply just listen to you. If they would stop barking or acting aggressively when you said so. If they would not run at the door, accosting your friends and family and guests whenever they rang the doorbell. Imagine if you could just tell your dog to go lay down on their bed and they would actually do it and not get up until you tell them to, regardless of the kids playing near or even a cat walking by. Imagine your dog walking calmly by your side when you take them out for a walk, with no more pulling, automatically sitting by your side whenever you stop. Imagine you could tell your dog to stay somewhere even when you leave their side and have the confidence that they're not going to move or get up unless you tell them to. Imagine your dog would respect all of your boundaries that you set in and around your home and no more aggression towards other people or other dogs. Can you imagine that? Can you envision a wonderful, peaceful, and harmonious relationship with you and your dog? A real companion, a team player? Well, I have good news for you. You can get there, and it's not in a matter of months, but in a few short weeks. This is exactly what our team here at Sam Ivy does. We teach you and your dog how to manifest this incredible relationship of trust and respect that is now a reality for you both. Our promise to you is a complete transformation of your dog into the ultimate canine companion. I bet I can guess what you're thinking. This sounds way too good to be true. Maybe other dogs can be trained to behave like that, but my dog certainly cannot. I've already tried everything, Sam. If you believe you've tried everything and nothing's made a difference in your dog's behavior, you might be inclined to feel guilty, thinking that it's you that's the problem, that it's your fault. Well, first, let me tell you, this is not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. And it's not your dog's fault either. Your dog is not broken or untrainable, in spite of what your veterinarian or other members of your family or even the last dog trainer told you. So if it's not you or your dog that's at fault, then who or what is to blame? Well, here's the answer. The problem is the traditional way we all train our dogs. It simply doesn't work. And for two fundamental reasons. Reason number one is that most dog trainers out here have you convinced that it's your dog that's the problem and is the one who's misbehaving. Therefore, it needs to be your dog who needs to learn how to behave, right? Wrong. When you let a trainer train your dog for you at a training facility or a boarding place or even at your house, the dog will learn to listen and to respect that trainer, but not you. Once the training is over, the dog trainer is not a part of your life anymore, and most, if not all, of the old behavioral patterns return to your dog and usually happens pretty quickly. This is because the real nature of the relationship between you and your dog has not changed. The focus was on the trainer, and therefore no lasting results. For real and lasting results, you have to change the relationship between you and your dog. This is why Sam Ivy's behavioral coaching focuses on you, the owner, and on what you need to understand to change how your dog interacts with you. We turn you into a novice dog whisperer. That's why our courses have such tremendous success rates. We do not train your dog. We teach you step by step how to train your own dog. Now let's address reason number 2, and that is the incessant focus we all have on obedience training, teaching our dogs how to sit, stay, and come. The problem with this is that it does not address any of the core behavioral problems most of us are facing. Your dog probably already knows how to sit, right? But that does not mean he will stop trying to attack the dog walking by or stop barking incessantly when a guest rings the doorbell. Most certainly not. The easiest way to understand this is to compare obedience training with our dogs, sit, stay, come, to sending your preschoolers to school to learn 1 + 1. Obviously, it's important to learn these skills, but before your dog is ready for obedience training, they need to learn something else first: proper manners. What they must learn is that there are certain behaviors that are okay and certain behaviors that are absolutely not okay, that they can't just do whatever they want, whenever they want. They need to learn that there are boundaries and that there are certain behaviors that are just not acceptable. They need to learn to respect you when you say the word no. So when your dog doesn't listen to you, what do you typically do? You repeat yourself over and over again. And since you feel like you're not being heard, you get louder and louder until you're often just yelling at your dog. And this, of course, doesn't work, right? Well, I'm here to tell you, your dog is not behaving this way out of malice or spite. They're just not getting the proper message in the terms of their language. When we're yelling at our dogs, they really don't understand what we're talking about. We're effectively speaking human to them. This is a clear-cut example of miscommunication. You see, your dog does not communicate using words. We do. Their communication is predominantly in the physical, tactile realm. If you watch how dogs interact, they're not standing around having verbal conversations like we are. Their whole interaction is physical, running, jousting, biting, and mouthing. Watch how Mama Dog tells her pups to calm down. She grabs them by the nape of the neck, and then the puppies roll over and submit. It is a very physical and tactile communication. To get your dog to finally understand what you mean when you say no, you have to learn to communicate that in an appropriate but physical way. That's what's missing in our relationship with our dogs. The appropriate physical communication for no. And this is where Sam Ivy comes in, because we teach you exactly how to do this by using professional training tools that we call control collars. Now, these tools allow you to mimic the actions of Mama Dog. These are actions that every dog knows from birth, and that's their Mama Dog grabbing them by the nape of the neck, giving them a physical no. Now, the first control collar we'll discuss is what is known as a prong collar. Many who are not familiar with this tool might be intimidated by it because of how it looks. Now, it looks like a medieval torture instrument from a distance, but let me assure you, these collars are not mean and are not meant to hurt your dog. You see, the prongs at the end of them are rounded edges, and since they can only close to a certain point, they're very safe. Again, the whole point is to allow you to essentially become Mama Dog and address your dog's behavior in a way your dog can understand without yelling. These collars are such highly effective training tools because they are very much in line with your dog's natural way of communication, regardless of the dog's size. They even come in small sizes for your small dogs. In our program, you will learn how to use this control collar the right way and at the right time. And I promise you, once you have this knowledge, you will finally have the control that you need and the confidence of being able to effectively correct your dog's poor behaviors. And that's what's been missing all along. Now, the second control collar we teach you is an electronic collar called the e-collar. Now, this collar often is wrongly referred to as a shock collar, but I really do not like this term. It sends the wrong message and scares the heck out of people. So let me clear all of this up for you now. The tool does not shock your dog. I mean, really, who in their right mind would want to shock their dog? It is correct that these collars give an electrical stimulation, but it is not a shock. Here's Nate, who's going to demonstrate with one of our clients exactly how this feels. Check it out.
Okay.
Good. And I want you to grab the collar. Now, you get to pick if you want to put it on your hand, cool. If you want to put it on your arm, cool. I've had people put it on their neck. I've had people put it on their inner thigh. I don't know why, but whatever. Now, I want you to push and hold constant for about 2 seconds. So push to release.
Okay.
Yeah. So you felt something, right?
Yeah. Not very much.
Say again?
Not very much. Just a little.
Yeah,
Little
I've
tingling.
had people do that, and they're not feeling a thing. So that is essentially what he's going to feel. As you felt, it is not a shock. It is not an electrocution. It is a stimulant. Oh, I've had people battle me on that so many times, and I'm going, have you ever been tased before? That's a shock.
It hurts.
Have you ever grabbed an electric fence? That's a shock. This is not a shock. All right.
And when you use a high professional quality e-collar and not one of those cheaper units purchased on the internet, you will be able to adjust the stimulation to be exactly right for your dog. I'm such a big fan of these training collars because they allow you to touch your dog from a distance. You can now communicate with your dog with a physical touch without having to be right next to him. You can tell your dog physically no, but from across a crowded room in a split second. Very similar to the invisible fence that most of us know of, the e-collar essentially is an invisible leash. The results are absolutely amazing when you're taught to use this tool the proper way. So the solution to your dog's behavioral problems is for you to learn how to use the right tools at the right times in the proper, correct way. And that's essentially what you get when you sign up for a Sam Ivy coaching program. Our coaches teach you step by step, brick by brick, exactly how to do this. Now, you will be assigned one of our experienced dog behavior experts as your personal coach. You will meet for an hour twice weekly for your personalized coaching sessions. In between, you will be assigned homework, instructions on what to practice with your dog each and every day. In addition, all of your lessons will be recorded for your convenience, and you will have access to all of these recordings with your own username and password protected portal on our website. This way, you can re-watch lessons anytime or share them with your spouse or significant other if one or the other of you cannot make the session. I encourage you to read through our reviews from our clients, and you will see that they were in very similar situations to yours and how they were able to completely turn around their dog's behaviors, resulting in their experience of peace and harmony with their dogs. My team and I are hoping that you and your dog will soon join our Sam Ivy family.